Today's reflection will be on submission in a marriage. Yikes. Hi, everyone. Welcome to One Valuable Note. I am your host, Mar, and I just woke up with a reflection this morning. Um, and I do not want to waste time in forgetting about it. So, I wanted to talk about relationships and something that I'm learning right now. This week we had a host, a guest on my show, and Lucy and I talked about relationships and the variety of relationships and what they can do and things like that. So, with that being said, I wanted to talk about submission in a relationship, mostly in a marriage, of course, because I don't um, like talking about dating. I'm learning at a older age that dating is just an excuse. If a man truly wants to be with you, he definitely will um, think about marriage a while after you guys are courting each other. So, um, I want to talk about submission in a marriage. And at the beginning, I used to think that submitting in a marriage meant that I needed to listen to everything my husband said, that I needed to, walk his way, be his way, talk his way, act his way. And that is not what it means. Okay. Submission to me is pretty much allowing him to lead in your marriage, allowing him to be the one to make the decisions in your marriage, allowing him to guide your marriage. Okay. Now, the Bible does talk about, there being certain things that, when a husband guides his marriage, that it has to relate and it has to go by the word of God. It has to align with God's word. And I greatly believe that. Um, and therefore, I used to be very controlling, in the sense of I wanted to do the right thing. So my way of doing things was to control. I always wanted to be the one to make the decisions, even though I would always talk to my husband about it. I wanted to be the one to control the situation. Not for bad, because obviously I wasn't looking to do it for a wrong way. I wanted to do things right. I'm a perfectionist and I'm very organized and I like to do things right. So I wanted to organize my marriage. I wanted to do things a certain way so that I can control what's going on. And I felt like I was putting so much on my plate. So it was hard for me because then it became a stressful situation. Then I would feel like I was the only one doing things in our marriage. I would feel like I was the only one caring about our marriage. I was the only one doing it the right way. You know what I mean? So I always felt like my husband was not doing things the way that he was supposed to do. I always felt like he was not leading the way that he was supposed to lead. I always felt like I was making the hard decisions. I was making all the decisions, that he was always like two steps behind, and I'm over here trying very hard. So I had this mental image in my head of what the perfect marriage was supposed to be like and what it was supposed to be like, and what it was like at the moment. That's what I thought. And it wasn't until I spoke to somebody, who's very close to me, whom I love very much. And she was telling me, that I couldn't put all the stress and worries on me. That she had noticed that I was controlling my husband in a way of not wrong way. It's just that I wanted to lead. Excuse me, guys. I wanted to be in control. That I was not allowing him to be um in control. I was not allowing him to guide. I was not allowing him to make the decision. And you know what? In a way, she was right, because I kept telling him, I want you to step up. I want you to make the decisions. I don't want to worry about these things anymore when it comes to finances, when it comes to the things of our home, when it comes to the things of our nature, of what was in our marriage. I didn't want to do those things anymore. So, with that being said, I had to sit there and think about it. And I was like, you know what? What could I do? Because I'm so used to a lifetime of controlling. And I think that mostly it comes from survival mode that I was in for many years. Um, Definitely, I was married before, and it was such a controlling relationship. It felt like I couldn't make my decisions. I was allowing other people to make my decisions, and it wasn't a good thing either. So it was not like they were. It was not like they were leading. For goodness, some things they were, but everything else was pretty much I was being controlled by the rest of the family, and I felt like I was not being myself. It was more stressful than anything. So after that, it just became a survival. I was on survival mode. So I started controlling myself and making my own decisions. And from then on, it just went to what I did. So, it wasn't until I met my husband now that, I could put my guard down, but it was hard for me. I wanted to, but it was hard for me because I was so used to a world of controlling that I just didn't know how to put my guard down. And but then I realized, you know what I mean? I had to pray on it. I literally pray on it. And you guys know that I talk about God. And I had to pray on it, and I had to ask God for guidance and say, Lord, I want to learn to be submissive in my marriage with my husband. I really do. I don't want to worry about all these things. And you know what? God is so good. Okay, that I didn't it didn't even take long for me to pray. Okay, and God came through, and I was allowed to put my guard down. Something that I've had over so many years. I was allowed to put my guard down, and it feels so good. Oh my God, ladies, gentlemen, it feels so good to put my guard down. I can't even explain how much weight I took off upon myself. And you know what? There are moments that I want to butt in and say, wait, hold on. Hold on. No, that's not the way you do it. I just let it go. I just let it play out and see. Let me just kind of sit back and see what decision my husband makes. And he's been doing really good. I am like, I don't know why I didn't put my guard down before. And I allow him to do it at his time. I'm allowing him to make his decisions for us, and he's done great. Like, I don't feel that stress anymore. I don't feel that stress anymore. I work, I do my part as a wife. When it comes to financial, I do my part. I am, frugal when it comes to a lot of things, especially with saving money. I like to find ways of expanding our food. I'm creative like that. So I like canning, I like saving, I like stuff like that. So that's just my nature. Okay. This is not I'm doing it just for fun. It's my nature. So to me, that is my way of loving. So you know what I mean? Um and he just has his way of doing things, to be honest with you. It's very attractive. Okay. He I look at him in a whole different other way. Um, he seems like extremely sexy to me when he does things like that. So, for any of you ladies that are going through this and like, oh, my man doesn't lead, and it makes me unattracted to him, and it's this and that, you start comparing, what you have now to something probably in your past. That's wrong. Okay, talk to your husband, because you know what? It took a while. It did take a while for me to get through my husband, but then again, I had to understand that in his past, he was not allowed to lead either. So he carries that trauma, you know what I mean? And then I carry my trauma. So both disaster. But, you know, we have to allow ourselves and learn how to love each other in the sense of talking. You have to talk. You have to get that through. Talk. Talk, get your point through, allow yourselves to be open about what it is that you both want out of your marriage, and these are the only ways that your marriage is gonna last for a long time. And I know definitely I want mine to last for a lifetime. Just yesterday, my husband and I um, saw on Facebook Market that they were selling a bistro. I don't know how you say it, but a bistro set. And it's two chairs with a little table. They call it like an ice cream shop set. And it's 100 years old, over 100 years old. And the lady explained, and she said, somebody gave it to my aunt. My aunt had it for a long time, and then my aunt gave it to me. I had it for 15 years, and the story on it, it's like, wow, it's been sat by people who've had their stories. And, you know, um, I was just happy that it was $50 because those things run for a lot of money and it's in great condition. And we sat it in front of the house because that's where we wanted it. And I looked at him and said, you know what? To a lifetime, on this bistro set. I don't know how you say it, but to a lifetime. I want to sit out here and I want to drink our coffee. I want to sit out here and have probably some lunch. I was like, I want this to be our forever. I want this to be a memory. I want to make years of memory on this set. And that's one of the reasons why I got it. Not just because it was cute, because I want to make a memory on it. And that's how you have to see your marriage. Allow your husband to lead, and then you will be able to lead in these situations. I allowed my husband to lead. I allow him to be the man of the house. I allow him to make decisions over our marriage and over our home and over our finances and over the building of this home. I allow him to make the decisions. I give him the ideas, he makes the decisions. And the thing about that is, sooner or later, you as a wife, you're going to want to do these things and say, you know what, I want to invest in something that along the years is going to bring us joy and happiness. And you start seeing your marriage like that, you're going to start wanting it more. You're going to start being appreciative more. And giving the leadership to my husband, I realized that I wanted more time for myself, in the sense of I valued the time for myself, the time that I worried and I stressed out and I cried and I was off of my mouth saying things. That time I used it for myself. And I said, you know what? If I am if I got this right, it was extra time that I'm not worried about it. Now I'm back to working with my animals and being out there and, coming up with ideas to building and how to move around their areas and their coops and their chicken runs, and how do I deal with my turkeys and how do I deal with my dogs. So I have all these ideas that are in my head, and you know what? They don't feel like a job anymore. They feel like my hobby, like something that I want to do for fun. So wives, like I said, let go of that wall barrier you have of controlling situations. Men don't work like us. Inspire them. Don't force it from them. Inspire them. Say, honey, you know what? Can I talk to you for a second? I know I've been telling you for 6 months that I would like that bathroom done. Let's come to a conclusion. Where are you stuck? What do you need? Do you need to hire somebody? Do you need me to help you in some sort of way? But like, you got a certain month coming, certain celebration. I would really love for our guest to use this bathroom. I would really like to move on with the project. Whatever it is, whatever you need, I can find somebody to help you. You know what I mean? Because doing the whole, when are you going to get to that bathroom? You're never going to, all you're going to do is get them upset. And you know what? In their minds is they shut down. So find ways, of talking to your husband, find ways of connecting with him without being the aggressive person. I know that's hard. Believe me, I know that's hard. But once you keep practicing it, once you keep doing it, once you keep allowing God to be the center of it all, because let me tell you, don't do anything without prayer. You got to keep praying. You got to keep asking God. God, keep me strength. God, keep allowing me. God, keep pushing me. God, be the center of it all. That's exactly what you're doing. Trust in the Lord with all of your heart. Okay, don't depend on your own strength, your own understanding, your own thoughts, your own things of doing, your own ways of of doing things. Um, in everything that you do, including your marriage, including what you say, what you want to say, what you don't say. Um, Trust God and He will make everything right. So trust and believe that if God's giving you the strength to do that, trust and believe that God will give the strength to your husband to be able to get it. I've learned that that's the way my husband works. That's the way I work, and I'm proud of that. And mostly being proud, I am I am happy that it's working, so it is something new for me. I love it. And I'm hoping that God continues to do that in my marriage. And so that's the word of the day. That's the revelation. God bless you guys. Happy day, whatever it is today. It's Sunday in my house. So happy Sunday, happy week. God bless you guys. Bye.